Somewhere in your financial life, there is a fund. Maybe inside your 401k, maybe in a brokerage account, maybe in an IRA your parents told you to open when you got your first real job. A professional manages it, a real person, with credentials, with a team of analysts, with a salary that would make your eyes water. That person's job is to look at the market every single day and make decisions that grow your money faster than the market would grow it on its own. You are paying for that judgment every year, whether the judgment is right or wrong. And here is what S&P Global, the most authoritative scorekeeper in the investment industry, has been documenting for over 20 years. Over a 15-year period ending December 2024, there is not a single category of actively managed funds in which the majority of professional managers outperformed the market. Not one. Over 20 years, 94% of actively managed domestic funds underperformed the index they were supposed to beat. The longer the time period, the worse the results. The more time you give a professional fund manager to prove their value, the more likely they are to have destroyed it. 94%. In any other industry, that number would end careers. It would trigger investigations. It would be front-page news. In the investment industry, it is published every 6 months by S&P Global, and the funds keep collecting fees. Here is how this works in your money. Not in statistics, in dollars. Every actively managed fund charges a fee, taken from your account automatically, before you see a single dollar of return, whether the fund went up or went down that year. The average actively managed equity fund charges 0.64% per year. The average index fund, a fund that simply follows the market without a manager making decisions, charges 0.05%. That is 13 times less. For a fund that the data says is statistically more likely to beat your professional manager than lose to him, you are paying 13 times more for a service that fails 94% of investors over the long term. Now here is what that fee difference actually costs you, with the math the industry hopes you never run. On $100,000 invested over 20 years at a 7% annual market return, the difference between paying 0.64% and paying 0.05% is not a rounding error. It is over $40,000. $40,000 that left your account in fees so small, charged daily, invisibly, before your balance ever updated, that you never once felt them leaving. That money did not go to your retirement. It went to pay for the research, the salaries, and the marketing of a fund that in all likelihood delivered you less than the cheaper alternative would have. And that is only the fee you can see. Active managers trade constantly, buying and selling inside the fund in search of the outperformance the data says they will almost certainly never find. Every trade has a cost. Those costs are separate from the fee. They are not in the number you are shown. They compound on top of everything else. Every move the manager makes in search of an edge 94% of them never find, costs you again. You were sold something specific. The pitch was not, pay more and get the same. The pitch was, pay more and get better. A professional watching your money. Expertise you don't have. The ability to move before the market does. That pitch has been made to American investors for decades, and S&P Global has been quietly publishing the results the entire time. The results say the pitch was wrong. Not occasionally. Not in bad markets only. Wrong 94% of the time over the full stretch of years most Americans are actually invested. The information has existed since 2002. It has been available to every advisor who ever recommended an actively managed fund to you. The funds kept being sold. The fees kept being collected. Ask yourself why the fee is reported as a tiny percentage and never as a dollar amount. Ask yourself why your quarterly statement shows your balance but not what you paid that quarter. Ask yourself who benefits from you never running this math. Here is exactly what to do. Log into your 401k, your IRA, or any investment account you hold. Find the expense ratio of every fund you own. You can find it by searching the fund's name on Morningstar.com. It is free and takes 60 seconds. Look for one number, 0.1%. That is your line. Any fund charging above 0.1% that is actively managed, meaning a person is making investment decisions inside it, has to beat the market by more than the fee gap just to break even with a cheaper alternative. The 20-year data says they almost certainly won't. If your fund is above 0.1%, Find the index fund equivalent tracking the same market. Vanguard, Fidelity, and Schwab all offer them. The fee will be a fraction of what you are paying. Move the money. The math does the rest. The professional manager was supposed to protect your money from the market. 20 years of data says the market was protecting your money from the professional manager. Now you know which one to trust.